Good morning, students. Welcome back to the virtual class. In the previous class, we have discussed the definition of combustion and the difference between fuels and combustible materials. So, in today's class, we are going to see the difference between combustible materials and non-combustible materials. So, let us see the difference here. I have gathered few things to show the difference between combustible and non-combustible materials. Now, coming to this, you can see a piece of cloth here, a cloth, and here the pieces of cloth, they can burn in the presence of air, and so they are called as combustible materials. Coming to here, a piece of paper, dry leaf, the wicks of candle, matchstick, wood, a piece of wood, and coming to petrol, kerosene, LPG and CNG. All these materials which can burn in the presence of air under ideal conditions, these materials are called as combustible materials. So when they burn, they produce some amount of heat energy and few may produce light energy. They may burn or glow. When they are burnt, they may burn or glow. So these materials which catch fire and burn in the presence of air are called as combustible materials. You can even list few more examples, children. All the things which are available, I place them here. And coming to non-combustible materials, the materials which do not burn in air. So you can see here the plastic, metal, and the plastic here, wet leaf, that is a green leaf, and rubber, thermocol, nail, that is iron, and glass. Here you can see the glass. So all these materials which do not catch fire and which do not burn are called as non-combustible materials. So I hope you understood the difference between combustible materials and non-combustible materials. These materials can be of all the three types of matter. They can exist in the form of solids or liquids or gases. So all the materials here, even you can see the petrol in liquid form. So in vapor form also, it can catch fire, and kerosene, which we use in our kitchen, liquid form, and LPG and CNG, the gaseous form. All these materials which catch fire are called as combustible materials. So the combustible materials, to catch fire, what are the conditions we require? That we will see. Now let us see the conditions required for combustion. So what are the conditions required for combustion, or what are the conditions required for a material to burn? So see the first one, the material should be a combustible substance. Already we have discussed what is a combustible substance. So any substance which burns in the presence of air or oxygen, giving out heat or light energy, is called as combustible substance. So the material should be a combustible substance for combustion. The second point, there must be a continuous supply of air or oxygen. So the oxygen present in the air supports combustion. For any substance to burn, there should be the presence of oxygen so that it can burn. If the supply of oxygen is cut, then combustion does not take place. And the third condition is the temperature of the combustible substance should be above its ignition temperature. This ignition temperature we will be discussing in the coming classes. Ignition temperature is the least temperature at which a substance catches fire. So the temperature of that particular combustible substance should be above its minimum value. Then it will catch fire. So these all three are the basic required conditions for any substance to burn. So once again, let us see the conditions required for combustion. The material should be a combustible material. There should be a continuous supply of oxygen, and the temperature of combustible material should be above its ignition temperature. This is all for today. We will continue in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye.